Hey guys, the Rick here. Fish keeping, in my opinion, is one of the best and most rewarding hobbies out there. There's so much to do and so much to learn. But it can be overwhelming for a person just starting out in the hobby. But you're in luck because right here on YouTube there's a fantastic fish tank community making videos every day teaching you everything you need to know about this hobby. Here are some tips from some amazing fish keepers you'll find on YouTube. Check it out.
One of the things that attracts a lot of new people to fish keeping is the fact that you can participate in this hobby by yourself. My advice would be not to do that. Involve your children, involve your spouse, friends, heck, even involve your grandparents. You'd be surprised at the relationships that can be built around this hobby.
Hey everyone, if you're after a really nice planted tank, then make sure you do your homework first. Go for plants that suit the conditions of your aquarium and feed them once every other day with a good aquarium plant food and your tank will thrive.
Always clean your filters with aquarium water. You never want to use water from the tap or you could cause a cycle on your aquarium and that could be a big disaster.
One of the biggest mistakes young aquarists make is overfeeding their fish and polluting the water.
Hey everybody, I'm C. Andrew Nelson, founder of Aquatasy. The best advice that I can give to anybody who is just starting out in this hobby is to have patience. It's hard though, I know. It's difficult because we go to the fish store, we see all these amazing, beautiful fish, and we think to ourselves, I gotta buy a tank today, I gotta set it up immediately, I gotta fill it instantly with fish. But that is a recipe for disaster. You have to have patience.
Okay, number one tip for the newcomers, well, if you're young, stay in school. Stay in school and get a good job. It's a fun ride, but it can get a little pricey. Depends how strong your addiction is.
YouTube, Hefe coming to you, Captain Awesome's Fish Room, Jeff Acroman's Bro Vibe bringing you a short, important message to let you know overfiltration is the best filtration.
Always overfilter, keep that water clean. Get you one of these and do your water changes. Helps a lot.
My advice is for the new hobbyist, before you decide to actually start it, learn the nitrogen cycle, understand it, live by it.
Only run your lights for 6 to 8 hours to prevent algae.
Keep the type of tank that you'd like to keep, and keep the kind of fish you'd like to see. Create your own kind of masterpiece.
Filtration, filtration, filtration.
So you're thinking about getting into this hobby. First things first, it's an expensive hobby. And there's nothing more expensive than the initial cost of getting into this hobby. They got combo packs. You can buy the tank separately from the light and the filter. You can buy the tank and the light. I say buy the tank and the light and spend more money on the filtration. Because most combo packs have a 30-gallon tank with a filter rated up to 30 gallons. Right there, your filter is at max capacity. And in the long run, you're going to wind up with 2 filters because the first one just couldn't cut it. So buy the tank and the light and spend some extra money on the filter ahead of time for a bigger filter, and it'll save you more money in the long run.
On the subject of media, 2 best types you can get: BioHome Mini Ultra, BioHome Ultimate. This is the same as that, but this has got added trace elements which will nourish bacteria.
To avoid getting water in your mouth when you start your siphon, you're going to want to, dude.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Mr. Mom. My best advice for a new fish keeper would be, go ahead and start big, guys. Get yourself 25 fish tanks, fill them up with plants, start yourself a small internet enterprise, and don't stop until you've made your first million. I know I won't.
Hey guys, Damon Charles here. My advice for a beginner fish keeper would be to have multiple plans that will get you to your goals. Planning ahead will save you a lot of time and a lot of money.
This is Oscar Lover 131 telling you guys not to overfeed your fish.
Hello YouTube, this Skip, coming to you live straight out of Real Hot Six Aquatic Kennels. Here are my tips for new people joining this hobby. If you have a community aquarium, please make sure you keep a quarantine tank available just in case you decide to keep new fish in your aquarium. Make sure you monitor them for diseases and parasites while doing so. This Skip, I'm out.
Get light plants for your tank. They're delicious.
So when I had a 10, I wanted a 20, and I got a 20, then I wanted a 55. If you want a big tank, get a big tank. It does not make it any harder to maintain having the larger volumes of water. As a matter of fact, it's the opposite. The bigger the tank, the easier they are to maintain.
So my one piece of advice to people who are new to fish keeping is not to overfeed your fish.
Hey everybody, this is Dave, your brother, your friend, your fellow hobbyist. Number one advice, read.
So just real quick advice for someone just getting into the hobby, rather than specific information, I think the most important thing is to care. No matter what kind of fish or plants or corals you're keeping, if you care, you'll figure out what you need to know, you'll do the research, and things will work out. So that's my advice. Good luck, everyone.
My advice for a new hobbyist would be get the biggest tank you can afford. The bigger the tank, the more stable your water will be. Later.
Do your research on the fish that you want to buy. The more research you do, the less headache you'll end up having.
Invest in a good total water quality test kit. Don't make assumptions with your water quality. Know exactly what's going on. Test more frequently in the beginning when you're cycling your aquarium, and at least every 2 weeks following that.
I would recommend getting some light timers, whether they're some small digital or analog light timers, or even some heavier dutier ones to handle your high output T5 lights. It'll definitely save yourself a lot of time, and it'll keep your fish on a regularly scheduled lighting system.
So you're new to the hobby and you're looking for some advice. Well, given the theme to this series, I'm only going to be able to give you one piece of advice. If I could give you any advice, it would simply be to learn the single most important aspect of the hobby, the nitrogen cycle. You're going to save yourself a ton of time, money, and stress if you simply have a complete understanding about it. Don't let yourself get overwhelmed by all the new fish, all the equipment, and different styles of aquariums that a new aquarist is going to experience when they first get into the hobby. Now I can understand that the nitrogen cycle simply isn't that interesting compared to all of that. But do yourself a favor and do your fish a favor and learn it.